And we see Zhouheng back here again. And as he mentioned just at the beginning, might have gotten just a little bit cut off. This is the lower bracket. This means that if the competitors lose from here, there are no more second chances out of the tournament entirely. Zhouheng with his great solving so far, even though he is the lower place seed, looking good to make it out of this one.
And Zhouheng
6.70, a great start from him. Can Greyson put up a good solve?
Greyson pull this one off.
Yeah, and 6.70 actually matches Greyson's PR average in the WCA. So I am glad to see that Zhouheng is still solving well. I was a little bit afraid that now that he's suffered a loss and he's also in the lower bracket, that he would start to play down to his competition a little bit, but it definitely seems like he's continuing his strong solving here.
8 seconds.
Yeah, and for CFOP, it doesn't look like the strongest of scrambles, at least as far as my mediocre eyes can tell. And yeah, when you get Z-Perm as your PLL, it really is a mediocre solve at the end, 8.36.
And there, again, we see that Greyson needed to stop the timer twice almost. So if he wants a chance against Zhouheng's strong solving, he's definitely going to need to clean that up a little bit. It seems like Michael is discussing something with them over on the sideline there, but like I said, for Greyson, he's actually been preparing for this tournament for quite a while. A month or two ago, he started the series on his YouTube channel where he was doing an average a day every day until PSL Seattle happened. And so he's probably prepared a little bit more for this event, but there's not really anything that you can do to prepare for the environment here. I mean, in the arcade, like, it sounds like there's some pretty intense air hockey going on, so it's hard to prepare for that at home.
Yeah, like, how do you recreate those conditions at home, right? Like you ask your little brother to start a match or something with your dad. Like it's definitely a little bit crazy in terms of speed solving, but you know what? That's the solving of the modern era. As another great solve we see here from Zhouheng, 694. Second consecutive sub-7 for him.
Zhouheng is not making this very easy.
And something that I haven't seen from Zhouheng yet is missing the final turn on the solve from an M-slice, which is something that happens all the time to Ryu users. It's not as bad in the PSL because that only results in a +2 instead of a DNF in the WCA, but it hasn't been a problem yet for Zhouheng because he's executed all of his finishes cleanly.
Yeah, clean is definitely one way to describe Zhouheng's solving today. It's looked quite good. There was some nice pair manipulation there, it looked like being done from Greyson's end, but another 8 from him, and that's a bit tough too. Zhouheng now up 2-0, and this is match point.
It is match point, and that was 2 really big pauses for Greyson after his second and third F2L pairs. You definitely don't want to be seeing that because it's a little bit easier to look ahead to your final 2 pairs after you've solved the first 2, and unfortunately not able to do it there.
8 seconds.
So Zhouheng here, he can begin his loser's run. Has 2 match points to give against Greyson James. Yeah, it looks like he kind of fumbled there on that CMLL 821. That is a beatable time. Maybe this is what Greyson needs to get himself back into it. This is the fire in his belly, perhaps.
Will he find the line?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to give Greyson any hope of surviving here. And I think it was just a long, so a bit of a fumble on the F prime for the CMLL, and then the LSE was a lot longer than we're used to seeing from Zhouheng. So leaving the door open to get Greyson back in this match.
8 seconds.
Looks like Greyson was briefly considering doing yellow cross, switched over to white cross. Unfortunately, it looks like some of the layers got away from him during F2L, just now getting into his last layer. And some big lockups again, 10-88. And that's going to close the match. Zhouheng has won 3-0. And he will advance on in this lower bracket.
Congratulations for Greyson on being in the
and it was tough there because Greyson, it looked like the nerves were getting to him. It's always hard to manage your nerves when you know you're on the brink of elimination, let alone just losing the match. So tough to see for Greyson. I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of him, especially if we're back in Seattle for the PSL.